Hello there. Happy Wednesday. How you guys doing today? I hope you are doing super fine. I am doing super fine today. It's live chat. Welcome to my live stream, everybody. We're going to talk about twin flames and intense romance. It's so intensely romantic. Why is it so hot, sexy, romantic? No, but really though, it is actually extremely intense at the beginning. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why that happens. We're going to talk about what happens after that, or I should say, what can happen, which depends greatly on what you do. Let me just get right to the point here. And then we'll elaborate. In the beginning with your twin flame, it is intensely romantic. It's called the bubble phase, right? And then they run away, and then you crash and burn, and you have this experience called dark night of the soul. It's also been called ego death, ancient Zen spiritualism. They've always called it ego death. Now, after that, what happens depends on you. And the bro is asking, what if it was not very romantic? Well, we're going to have to talk about the word romantic. What constitutes romance? Because there are emotional experiences and there are things that you're doing in the 3D, right? Because you may feel intense emotions for this person, but you guys don't go on a date, nothing really happens. That does happen. That's happened, many times. Again, I've personally coached 6,000 twin flames, and I just hit 81,000 subs on my YouTube channel. I've seen all the different circumstances that can take place. So what happens after the dark night of the soul, ego death, is up to you. But let me tell you where you could end up. There's kind of two directions that you can go, and I'll tell you where they both end. One ends with you. I guess you could say there's three directions that you could go. The first one is something I see a lot because of the messaging that you get from the internet about twin flames, and it's the internet. I'm not, again, like I always say, I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. I know everybody's just trying to figure it out, but it's the internet. It doesn't matter what topic you want to talk about: politics, automotive repair, home repair, finance, twin flames, law of attraction, cooking, fashion, right? It's the internet. You're going to get almost all bad advice and then some good advice, right? It's the internet. Okay. So the first of these three things that can happen would be where the person comes in and out and in and out and in and out, right? They come in and out and in and out over the course of time, over the course of a year or many years, right? In and out. And you guys go through these cycles because you kind of get over them. You kind of recover from them. And you just go through these endless cycles with this person. And it could even be you get over them, and then a month later they come back, or a day later they come back. It depends on how new you are to this journey. So if you've been on it for a while, you could have where you haven't seen this person for 10 years, and then they come back, and it triggers another cycle of suffering where you still haven't learned. And really, it's not a learning, it's a remembering. We're going to talk about that inevitably. And then they run away again, and then you have to get over them again. And then they come back another 10 years later again. And maybe this time you go, no. But you feel this pull, and you're like, oh, I want them so bad, right? Or maybe they do trigger another cycle. Or like I said, if you're more newer to this journey, it hasn't been 20 years or even 10 years. Maybe it's been, we'll say, under 10 years or under 5 years. It could be months or weeks instead of years. So the time, it just depends on many different factors. But what I'm getting at here, so this first direction that you could go after the dark night of the soul, after the initial breakup. So that's where we are in time here, right? There's the bubble phase, and then there's the dark night of the soul, the obsessive thinking, the crying, the bawling. Did I mention the obsessive thinking? And by the way, the obsessive thinking, oh my God. I mean, that was 5 years ago for me, but how can you forget some shit like that? Oh my God, it's fucking weird. Anyway, after that, after the dark night of the soul, right, then you can go kind of in 3 different directions. So again, this first direction that you could go is to go through cycles with this person. You get over them, they come back, they run and break your heart again, and then you get over them, they come back, they run and break your heart again, and you get over them, and then they come back, they run and they break your heart again, and then and every time, and I mean every time, I have seen that pattern with one of my coaching students, 6,000 students, guys, that I've personally coached, twin flame students. It's because the student is so focused on a romantic relationship with this person. And I'm not saying romance is bad, but we're going to have to talk about, what is romance? What does that mean? And we'll get to that. So the internet doesn't help with that first direction that this can go, where you go through these endless cycles with the person. Because the internet is just pulsating with what I call the twin flame obsession. I made a video about this called The Twin Flame Obsession, where I explain this terminology that I'm calling the twin flame obsession. And the twin flame obsession is the pulsating white noise from your phone or computer screen telling you, twin flame, twin flame, twin flame, twin flame, oh my God, twin flame, oh my God, oh, we're going to save the world, spiritual, oh my God, and we're going to do our healing together. And the object of meeting your twin flame is to be with them. Not that you can't do that, but just like obsessing over this person. And it gets to the point where it becomes toxic. We're going to talk about that. I've never seen anything like it in any spiritual niche. And guys, I'm only having this discussion with you so that you don't get sucked into that. I want you to have a good experience. I want you to have a happy experience on this journey. So we got to talk about that. Okay? I'm not trying to be negative, but we got to talk about, things that can go wrong, right? Okay. And I'll even explain why. I'm even going to explain why things work this way. Oh, you guys are going to have so much clarity. You're going to have so much clarity. So, the twin flame obsession is the pulsating white noise from the internet, which is telling you everything about twin flames, and it's making up all of these mystical fairy tale stories, and maybe some of them are true, maybe they're not, but just over the top. Twin flames are going to save the world, and that's the only thing that matters is your twin flame, and I am a twin flame, and that's what's really important. And there's only 144,000 of us, and even though everybody says they're the 144,000, everybody says they are. And every time I've asked anybody who says that twin flames are the 144,000, I go, all right, show me where you found that information, cite a source, or can you explain some kind of a mechanism? One of those two things. So for example, when I explain what twin flames are, I can cite sources and I can point to science. And it's easy to see what twin flames are. It's easy to prove. But when I ask somebody about, say, the 144,000, they can't do either of those things. They just get mad and start throwing rocks at me. You're mean. You're not a twin flame. You don't know what you're talking about. Or even worse, they're going to go, oh, well, I channeled it. Watch out for that, guys. Anytime somebody says, oh, I channeled this. And maybe they did. But I doubt it. Some people can do that. But everybody thinks that channeling, or everybody thinks they're a channeler, right? And then, never mind. Enough on that. I think you guys kind of get that, how people do that. Okay, so that's the twin flame obsession. It's this over-the-top hysteria about twin flames online. It's this addictive energy. It's this like lifestyle. It's this identity about twin flames. I am a twin flame, and I am so honored to be an important part of this very special community, and we are very important, and we're going to save the world, and blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's just another incarnation of your soul. We're going to talk about that. Now, it is true that there are far more people meeting their twin flame today, just within the last 15, 20 years, than there's ever been. We're going to talk about that too, if I remember. Maybe somebody will remind me. Okay. So that's the first path that you can take after the dark night of the soul. You can take the path of going through a bunch of cycles endlessly with your twin flame and staying miserable forever. Okay, the second thing that you could do, the second path that you could take, is going through cycles for a while and then kind of just like, never mind. You just kind of move on. And that's better than the first thing we talked about, isn't it? It's not the best it could be. I'm here to teach you how to make it the best it can be by doing this intentionally, by taking full advantage of this. If you go back to old patterns, then you're going to fall into that first category again. But as long as you say, you know what, well, maybe they weren't my twin flame, or maybe you don't know what they were. I've got friends, personal friends, acquaintances is maybe a better word, that I've known like since high school, 2 from high school, and one that I used to work with at my very last job that I had 5 years ago. And when they found out what I was doing, this coaching business, they were like, hey, Kurt, let me tell you a story. I met this person one time, right? And I start asking them a lot of very specific questions. And there were a couple of people who said that to me. And I was like, yeah, I don't see it. I think it was just a toxic person. But then there's these 3 people that I was like, yeah, it's your twin flame. You can tell. And the main reason I can tell is because, number 1, when they detach, the twin flame comes back. Number 2, a spiritual awakening took place, whether they wanted it to or not. They found themselves just naturally and organically to be more enlightened over time. It just happened. They didn't have to work at it. They did. So again, we're talking about the second direction that you can go, right? So they chose not to get into cycles with their person. One of them did. And I coached them out of it. And it was easier for them because they had been talking to this person for so long that it was kind of a common sense thing for them. Like, yeah, okay, I'll try it. And they did. And they not only felt better right away, but then they started to have all of these amazing enlightenment experiences, Kundalini energy and stuff like that, which is more in line with the third thing that we're going to talk about. But nevertheless, you could say by attrition, they just kind of happened to stop talking to their twin flame one day, people in this second category. And, 20 years later, I'm talking to them about it, and they're going, yeah, I did change very fundamentally after that experience. It's like I gained all this wisdom. It's like I grew up into a wise elder level of consciousness or something, just to try to explain it to you. I felt like that. And I always had all this really good advice to give, and people always wanted to talk to me, and my career took off and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't even have to try at it. I just knew what to do all of a sudden. I don't know how to explain it, Kurt, but I did. I fundamentally changed like overnight once I stopped talking to this person. And again, this is by attrition. So they don't even necessarily cut the person out. It just kind of ends up that way. Like they moved away or something, and they just kind of stopped talking to them, right? In contrast, the first thing that we talked about, the first thing that you can have happen is where you stay obsessed with the person, and then you go through cycles of suffering over and over and over again. Again, for those of you that are just joining us, I'm talking about what happens after the dark night of the soul, after the initial breakup. The initial breakup. Right? You meet them, there's a bubble phase, and then there's they run, and then you crash and burn. Dark night of the soul, right? Ego death. So those are the first 2. Now let's talk about the third one. Let me first do this super chat. I do have super chats turned on, by the way. If you'd like to make a donation or ask a question, super chats are there. There's the little $sign. Click the $sign. And I don't care, whatever. $1, $5, 50 cents, $10, $100. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. I'll answer your questions. Law of attraction, twin flames, how to meditate. Conventional relationships. I know a lot about conventional relationships. I know a lot about finance, money, right? I'm a life coach, right? Fitness, health. Okay. Maya, thank you. Maya asks, would your other self, twin flame, that's what I call it. We're going to get to that because they are you. They are you in another body, your other self. It's simultaneous incarnations of the same soul, right? Would your other self get mad if you were sleeping with or dating other people? And would you say that you are in a relationship and not single if someone asks, even though it's not actually a relationship? Or do they run? I don't know. I don't think so. Even and from my experience, from what I've seen, I'll just tell you what I've seen, like my students do. Even if you're in a relationship and you are aligning with your soul, which is your twin flame, you guys are the same soul, simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. We already know about this stuff, guys. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. We know exactly what twin flames are. That's good. That's good. Yay. Now we know what to do, right? This is your higher self in heaven. Heaven, right? The energy part of the universe. Okay. What I've seen again and again and again is no, when you start to align with your soul, your twin flame still wants to talk to you. And you can place boundaries with them. Let's say you decide, you know what? Yeah, I got my twin flame to talk to me again. That's cool. But I don't know. I found this other person and I kind of like him better. And you might pick your twin flame. You might pick somebody else. You might say, I'm going to be by myself. There's another myth that twin flames are meant to be together and you have to. And if you don't, you're a failure, right? And again, that's the internet. That's the twin flame obsession. That's the first category that we talked about. You're required to be with your twin flame. Well, what if I don't want to? Well, then you're not a twin flame. And that's this weird cult religion kind of belief system about twin flames. It's just you, guys. Your twin flame. It's just you in another body having another experience. What if you had a time machine and you could go back and meet your previous incarnation, your past life, in the year 1880? And you're standing across the street, you know, whoever you were in your past life, you were a street vendor, and you're standing across the street looking at them and you're like, hey, there he is. That's me. Hey, he even kind of looks like me. Yeah, right? That's all this is, guys. Now, we're going to talk about why the intense emotions. We're going to talk about that. Well, anyway, no, like they do. Your twin flame, they'll want to be around you. They're going to want to talk to you. You know, they're their own person too, guys. We'll talk about that. Okay, so let's talk about the third thing that could happen. You do a detox, like for example, my paid coaching program, which facilitates a really thorough detox. And you focus on going in here. You on purpose. So the second, let me make this clear. The second category, the person inadvertently did a detox or on purpose did a detox by cutting their twin flame out and moving on, but they didn't also focus on making this an ascension. They just kind of let it happen, which it does happen. Their consciousness does expand. But what I teach you to do is to capitalize on it. And for anybody who wants to throw stones at me and go, you're just trying to make money. Ugh. Yeah, I'm trying to make money. And so should you. Get over it. However, I'm telling you all this stuff for free today. So shut your pie hole. Money is good. Get over it. Also, today it's free. Now, on purpose, embrace your ascension. On purpose, embrace your ascension. Make a lifestyle out of Zen. Capitalize on this. Get the most out of it. Squeeze all the juice out of that piece of fruit, out of that orange. Squeeze every last gosh darn bit out of it. And you know what happens? You become the most powerful creator. That's who you are, guys. You're a creator. You're a soul. You're consciousness. Consciousness creates. That's who you really are. You're a soul. Remember, body, mind, soul. Everybody thinks that they are their mind, and they don't realize they're doing that. Even if you conceptually say to yourself, oh, I know I'm a soul. Well, okay, what is a soul? Most people can't answer that question. What is that? Or they'll just make something up. They'll just say something they heard somewhere on the pop culture internet, the pop culture spiritualism. A soul is and always has been consciousness. Body, mind, soul. The mind is mental, emotional, and metaphysical. Back to basics. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. So you embrace a lifestyle of Zen, detox, and ascend. That's the name of one of my coaching call groups in my coaching call system. And as a matter of fact, there is a detox and ascend Zoom call live right now. I got my shit together, you guys. This is a professional coaching organization, New World All-Star. And I'm on YouTube, inviting you to join us. I'm also hooking up a bunch of freebies, guys. I've got over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel. I'm all over the place, guys. Facebook, TikTok, right? So I've got my coach, my assistant coach. She's running the call right now, Detox and Ascend, all on her own. I've been training her, and she was already really good. But, I have to train her like how to run the system and, stuff like that. And that's how good she is, guys. I pick talented people for my coaching program. If you're interested, I'm just putting that out there. Maya, thank you again. No, I meant, what if you're married or in a relationship in the form with them? Would they be angry if you see others like in a normal relationship? Can you call it a relationship if people ask if you're single? Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, your average person, they're not gonna, understand. And you don't need to explain it to everybody. Just tell them, yeah, I'm in a relationship. Just tell them. I mean, I guess, I hope that answers your question. It looks like you're in a relationship, like you and your twin flame are doing things together that look romantic, perhaps. But that's just not what's going on energetically between you. And that's where I'm going with today's live chat, guys. Is what's really going on between you and your twin flame. Like, how could you end up in one of these three places? And what happens when you do? So, Oh, and somebody's asking about my detox call. I don't know, Maria, if you're a student and you want to talk about twin flames and you're a paying customer, the best place for you is the detox call in my coaching system. And again, Brittany, my coach, currently is incredible. We've really got our shit together, guys. And we just had another coach start to do just one-on-ones. So we've got another person now. I've got a full-time customer service department. We're organized and we're working. If you sign up for my coaching program, you're going to get service. You're going to get your questions answered. You're going to get waited on. What a novel concept. And it's not expensive. I even have payment plans. You can start for like $69, right? Yeah, Maya, would they be angry if you slept with somebody else? I would think maybe. I mean, if you and your twin flame are being exclusive, like why would you do that? I mean, maybe you're just asking hypothetically. Now, considering how this works energetically between the two of you, I would think they would get over it and just still want to stay with you. There is that. But, if you cheat on them, then, I don't know. Yeah, they're going to get mad for a while. By the way, guys, happy spring. I just launched our Spring Spectacular sale. If you want to save 25%, you're welcome, Maya. If you want to save 25% on all of my coaching, the introduction to the journey for twin flames, or manifest your dream life for the law of attraction, all you got to do is pay in full and you get 25% off with this coupon code SPRING. This is good through May 31st. Yeah, I like what I See the Rebel is saying in the chat. Once you take Kurt's course and really follow what he's saying, you won't even need to ask any of these questions anymore. Align with your soul and put the focus on you. Get rid of the obsessiveness. So all of the questions that everybody's asking, did you guys notice, not all of the questions, but let's just say 99.999% of the questions you guys are asking, and I'm not saying this to put anybody down, I want you to notice that it's always about the other person. What are they doing? What are they feeling? What are they expecting? They, them, what are they doing? What are they going to do? Oh, I don't want to mess this up with them. There's no they, guys. There's no we. There's only one of you. There's only you. Maya, your twin flame's got a big head? Maybe. Maybe, but you are on my live stream asking questions about your twin flame, and I told you to stop talking about twin flames. To get off my YouTube channel, stop asking questions about twin flames, stop talking to other people about twin flames, stop looking at twin flame information, and erase this person and twin flames from your life like you never even met them ever. Oh, you. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're one of the people that I was talking about who are so stubborn and you don't want to do a full detox. You got to do the full detox, my friend. Full detox. And align with your soul. And then you're not going to need to get these questions answered. You're just going to know the answer. My job is to make a master out of you. But that only works if you follow my program. You're not following my program. Maya, you're not following my program. My program works if you follow it. You got to get out of here. Get off of my YouTube channel. Make it like you never even heard of twin flames. I know, but I got all these questions, and well, I know, but Kurt, what about this? What about that? Just let it go. Just forget about all that. You're not going to understand this conceptually. You don't need to. Yeah, I can answer your questions. And Maya, I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to help you. Really. You have to get tough with yourself here. Right? Just, even the lives. Yes, correct. Unsubscribe from my YouTube channel. Get out of here. Seriously, just go get on the true spiritual journey calls. Go get on the true spiritual journey calls and just forget like you ever even heard of this person or twin flames. Go in here. I already told you this stuff in the video course. Guys, the video course is 8.5 hours. Now, we started with the bubble phase, this live chat, right? We started with the bubble phase. Yeah, it's going to be really romantic, right? It's going to feel romantic. And let's talk about that word really quick. Is romance the emotional experience? Is it the butterflies and the twitterpation? Can be. I got 2 words for you though, oxytocin and dopamine. Are you in love or are you on love? Are you in love or are you on love? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just putting that out there. You increase your consciousness and you're even able to rise above the chemical-induced emotions that you feel, which are very nice, but to be in control of your emotions rather than letting the emotions control you. I see. You're welcome. Good to see you. Have a wonderful rest of your week. To be in control of your emotions rather than them controlling you is what I would recommend. So that's one form of what people call romance, which is the emotional experience. Okay. Then you've got action, doing. So, holding hands, spending time together, sleeping together, right? Having dinner together, living together. I don't know, whatever it is. Right? It looks romantic. People see you walking down the street holding hands and they go, oh, well, you're a romantic couple, right? Is that romance? Maybe. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that's what it is. Now, this third option, what happens after the initial breakup, after the dark night of the soul that you could go, is where you detox and embrace your ascension fully. When you get to the very end and your twin flame comes back and they want to talk to you and they're not running anymore, what is the romance at that time? It's all doing. There's no emotional romance. You're hanging out, you're spending time together, right? You're holding hands, you're cuddling, all the romantic looking things. You can do that. But what does it feel? Is it intensely romantic? Hence the name of this live stream. No, it's not. That is one of the biggest twin flame myths out there. The very biggest twin flame myth is that the purpose of meeting them is for you to be together. That can happen. We're going to have to talk about that one too. But you might not even want them. What if your twin flame is married? I don't know. Maybe you guys will end up not being together. What are you going to do? Kidnap them? Lock them in your basement, tie them to a chair, and brainwash them with MK Ultra brainwashing techniques? And then they're going to go, oh, I need to leave my spouse and be with you. What if you're married? You know, I've got students that are married. They meet their twin flame. They go through the whole awakening process energetically. And then they're like, wait, I'm awakening spiritually, which is amazing. I'm a creator. I'm powerful. But also, I like my spouse. I think I'm going to stay with them. Maybe I'll just be friends with my twin flame. And guys, I have got people that have thrown rocks at me like no other over the years for saying something like that. That is so controversial. Everybody knows that twin flames are here to save the world, and that absolutely being with your twin flame is the whole purpose of meeting them. And we're going to save the whole world when we're together in union with our union energy. We're going to heal everybody in the whole fucking world with our union energy. And the union energy is permeating from us. We come together and it creates an interlocking energy system, and the energy, you come together and then there's a reaction and the energy spews out. And just imagine like the wizard in the castle and the dragons flying around, and the angels are there singing, and we're the 144,000, and we're going to just save the whole world on our mission under twin flames. Spiritual kumbaya, kumbaya, everybody. Oh, the twin flame's gonna save the world. Oh, kumbaya, everybody. Spiritual, I'm spiritual. Oh, our union energy is just gonna heal everybody. We're gonna heal everyone with our bubble of union energy. Twin flames, 144,000. So that's the twin flame obsession. That's the junk food level information on the internet about twin flames. I'm not sorry. You can get mad at me for saying those things, or you can recognize that you're on a drug called oxytocin and dopamine. Oxytocin and dopamine are addictive drugs. This is not debated. I don't have to prove it. Ask any psychologist. Now, when you come out of the detox, like for example, if you take my program, which is not expensive, and it's also on sale right now, 25% off with this coupon code. Got to pay in full. Then you replace the twin flame obsession with a lifestyle of Zen. Yeah, they come back, and they come screaming back, married or not. Now, whether or not you're going to end up with them, we'll see. Your soul might have other plans. I've got students that marry their twin flame. Happens all the time. I even interviewed one of them on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. It's on my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist. And she's not the only one. She's just the only one that was willing to do a YouTube video with me, right? Navit, yes, contact customer service. Yes, that is possible. Um, yeah, most people like their privacy, right? Oh, yeah, you've only got one person who married her twin flame. No, I got one person on my YouTube channel. Most people like their privacy. Most people do not want to be on YouTube, guys. And, of course, the person that would make accusatory statements, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about the toxicity. People that would say something like that are on YouTube using an alias. Yeah, sure. That's a fine excuse, Kurt. Yeah, most people like their privacy. Bullshit. Okay, why don't you come on my YouTube channel? Oh, no. I can't do that. Oh, really now? Okay. Anyway. So what is it really like when your twin flame stops running and you can be friends or acquaintances or romantic together, which again looks romantic, but there's no emotions between the two of you. And that really pisses people off sometimes when I point that out to them. But you can ask any one of my students that have gotten all the way through my program and have attracted their twin flame back permanently, attracted their twin flame back. What is it really like between the two of you? What's going on energetically? It's non-duality, guys. The soul is non-duality. Body, mind, soul. And again, I don't have to prove that I'm right. These teachings that I'm giving you about body, mind, soul, and what those things are, these teachings are thousands of years old. Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, Eckhart Tolle, Ram Dass, Paramahansa Yogananda, Alan Watts, Michael Singer, right? Real spiritualism, genuine, traditional Zen spiritualism, non-duality teachings. Rupert Spira, right? This is what spiritualism has always been. Again, the internet, guys. You want to learn how to do some automotive repair? You're going to get probably 50% bad information and 50% good information. And when it comes to twin flames, it's like almost 100% bad information because they're telling you to stay so focused on this person, which is what makes them run. And when they explain twin flames, you can't tell the difference between what they're calling twin flames and something that has always been called soulmates. It's always been called soulmates, but man, soulmates, that's so 5 minutes ago, dude. Don't you know? Don't you know? Twin flames, man, don't you know? That's like the new cool hip thing now. Check it out. I'm a twin flame, everybody. I'm fucking badass. I'm fucking super trendy. I've got my twin flame flowing. I'm badass. I can prove that I'm spiritual. I can prove that I'm important because I'm a twin flame. So here we go with the spiritual identity, the spiritual ego. And by the way, Eckhart Tolle has made lots of videos talking about having a spiritual ego, which is a complete oxymoron. I am spiritual. I am a twin flame, and I can prove it. And then when you hear them talk about twin flames, you're like, wasn't that already called soulmates? And then you go, what's the difference between what you're calling a twin flame and what has always been called a soulmate? And they go, oh, no. This time it's really special. See, with your twin flame, it's a really special connection. And I've even seen people on the internet going, yeah, twin flames are a very special soulmate connection. No. Guys, your twin flame is you. We already know this stuff. Science is just now catching up to spiritualism. Go watch my video that I just posted this past Monday, my brand new What Are Twin Flames video. It's the best one I've done. I even put it on my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist. I took the old one off and I put the new video in place of it. So now if you go to my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist, the second video is the updated What Are Twin Flames. And I just want to remind you guys, I don't think I'm better than anybody else, guys. I don't. I'm sorry if my delivery is a little bit rough around the edges. Okay, sorry about that. It's just who I am. I'm not sorry. But this is the thing that frustrates me about this. There's so many people suffering because of the twin flame obsession, because of the fucking hysteria about twin flames. And the thing is that what this journey really is easy to prove. It's easy to prove. You don't have to argue. Nobody debates this, guys. This is an ancient spiritual teaching. It's called reincarnation. And from the perspective of your higher self in heaven, which is really the before life or the afterlife, right? The energy part of the universe. From the perspective of your higher self in heaven, all of your past lives, your current incarnations, and your future reincarnations are all happening at the same time. Because from the perspective of your higher self, there is no time. And by the way, guys, that's Einsteinian physics. You go into higher dimensions, yeah, time has no meaning. Even in the 3D, even in the physical realm, in the third dimension, time is malleable. You and your twin flame are simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. Again, if you get into a time machine and go back to the year 1770, and you knew who you were back then, let's say you were a tanner. You worked at a tanning shop, right? You made horse saddles and leather chaps and stuff like that, right? You're a tanner. And you are standing across the street and you see you in the year 1770 in another body over there. You got a time machine, you go back and you see the person walk out of the tanning shop and, they're taking a break or something. And you go, oh, there he is. Check it out. Same thing, guys. Your twin flame is you. Maria, thank you for the super chat. Maria says, I work at a metaphysical shop and talking about twin flames is required. Should I completely stop talking about it to fully detox? Well, yeah. Although, if you talk about it, you could just talk about it like this. Or you could just tell them, go watch New World All-Star. He's the only guy that knows what he's talking about. And by the way, I've made videos about that. I don't say that because I'm arrogant. You're really arrogant, Kurt. No, I'm not. There is a way, guys. 2 + 2 is 4. I don't have to prove it. I'm trying to deprogram you. That's what this is all about, guys. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I'm just trying to deprogram you from the twin flame obsession. And it doesn't help that you're on a cocktail of oxytocin and dopamine. You're emotional. You're hormonal. I was there. I did it. No judgment. I did it. You're obsessed with this person. I get it. Vina, thank you for your donation. Yale, I hope I said your name right. Thank you for your super chat. They said, my twin said recently, I am you. Is it possible he is aware of it at some level? I looked at him like, right? Like you rolled your eyes. I think you picked the wrong emoji. I think what you meant to say was you looked at him like this, like, what? I have seen that. That actually, well, it happened to me once, but I was already talking to her about twin flames. But yeah, I've heard that a couple of times from other students. Like occasionally your twin flame, they say something and you're like, what did you say? Yeah, Chris, exactly. Don't try to cut cords. You can't. You can't. How do you cut cords? You are your twin flame. Guys, so back to the whole bit about soulmates and how everybody is always telling you, oh yeah, twin flames are really amazing. And you're going, all right, well, and they describe what a twin flame is like. And then you go, well, what's the difference between what you're calling a twin flame and what everybody else has always called a soulmate? Right? Remember, we were just talking about that a minute ago? Okay. Here's the thing, guys. Twin flames are objective. It's objective. Like what a twin flame is, it's objective. Soulmates are subjective. It can be anything you like. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to understand how this works, guys. If it's a mystery, what shape the earth is, no, you don't need a bandage. Just remember who you are. You are a soul. By the way, somebody keeps asking me, can my twin flame be gay? Sure. You used to be a criminal in one of your past lives. How many past lives have you lived? Tens of thousands. You were a criminal, a rapist, a murderer, a grave robber. You've been a saint, a priest, a hero, a king. You've been a good guy, a bad guy, a straight guy, a gay guy, a man, a woman. You've been lots of different things, guys. Why is my twin flame the way they are? I don't know. The soul just does, it incarnates, guys. That's just, it does that. Again, this is an ancient spiritual teaching. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to make stuff up. If we are curious as to the nature of the cosmos, I know, let's just make a bunch of shit up to explain it. That sounds feasible. We'll just go, oh, that sounds feasible. I got a better idea. So that's the whole, like, people that make, they describe a soulmate, but they put the label twin flame on it. That's what everybody on the internet is doing. And I mean fucking everybody. You got me and you got everybody else on the internet when it comes to twin flames. The only other people who I know that are talking about twin flames in a scientific way, which is easy to prove, which also falls perfectly in line with ancient spiritual teachings, not the New Age, Fruity Loop, snowflake, pop culture spiritualism on the internet and on YouTube. The healing and the clearing your karma and the fixing your inner child wounds, which is psychology, by the way, and not very good psychology, I should say. It's like really bad psychology, healing and shadow work. Really bad form of psychology that usually fucks people up worse. Spiritualism has always been and always will be consciousness. Body, mind, soul. The soul, spirit is consciousness. I'm just trying to deprogram you guys. Okay? So, if we don't know the nature of the cosmos, instead of making shit up and pretending like nobody's ever figured it out before, why don't you open a textbook or get on the internet? You know, there's lots of astrophysicists on YouTube that talk about that stuff. All you got to do is ask somebody with a fucking telescope, what shape is the solar system? And there's all this evidence. The spiritual community is such a train wreck. It's such a grab bag of different spiritual modalities. And when I say in this context, spiritual modalities, I say it with a grain of salt. Go watch my live stream from last week about New Age spiritualism, which is not spiritual. Wow, Kurt, you're really arrogant. No, I'm not. Guys, 2 + 2 is 4. Deprogram, guys. And here's another thing that I've noticed. About the twin flame clique, the twin flame niche. No other spiritual niche is as toxic as the twin flame niche. And it's like fucking over the top toxic. If you look online at all the different like internet chat rooms, right? I call it the internet swamp. If you look online at some of the different internet chat rooms, it's nuts. It's nuts. I've had people attack me. I stood up for myself one time, and I have every right to do that because people were spreading false information about me. So I said my bit and then I left, and that was months ago. I don't need to sit here and go into this back and forth argument with a bunch of toxic narcissists on Reddit or whatever. But there was even one person who was attacking me going, because I had like my previous assistant coach separated from New World All-Star, right? And, that happens. People quit, people get fired, people get laid off, people find a new job. Have you ever had a job before? Of course you have. That happens. People leave jobs for many different reasons, right? Lots of different reasons, right? Okay. So when my previous assistant coach left New World All-Star, there were a couple of people on the internet swamp, these internet chat rooms that are like, what did you do with her? I'm watching you, Kurt. What did you do? I know you're up to something. Where did she go? You need to tell me right now what happened. I'm watching you. That's really suspicious that this person doesn't work for you anymore. I'm gonna get you. Okay, first of all, it's against the law for me to tell you. Duh, did you know that? Second of all, again, people leave jobs, guys, for different reasons. They quit, they get fired, they get laid off, they find a different job, whatever. Have you ever had a job before? It happens. How about that? It'd be like if I bought a new car. What did you do with your old car? I'm gonna get you, Kurt. You're up to something. What? Really? Like, what? guys, it's this weird toxicity. And I think it's the oxytocin and dopamine. The people are so obsessed with this person that they create all of these weird fantasy stories about twin flames, which are nothing more than simultaneous incarnations of your soul. Something we already know about. We already know about reincarnation. Thousands of years old, this teaching. It's nothing new under the sun, guys. Or other, like, there was another thing about, like, one time when I was going to try to collaborate with somebody, and that didn't go well. But, yeah, now everybody, everybody in this particular chat room was like, oh yeah, Kurt, he's faking it. Really? I'm faking it because before I ever even met this other person, I was already teaching twin flames to hundreds of people. And I haven't changed the way that I've been teaching twin flames since day one. I found this other person who was saying kind of a lot of the same things that I say about twin flames. And I was like, cool, but you can't get a hold of this person. There's no way to contact them. So I got into their little call group, and that didn't work. They didn't like that because I'm competition. It's competition. You get out of here. And then they started bad-mouthing me to everybody, which is slander. Slander is illegal. I'm just saying. But I don't have the time nor need to do anything about that. But the suspicion, this is what I'm getting at, is the suspicion in the so-called twin flame community. And by the way, again, whenever one of my students, for example, you don't have to agree to never not teach twin flames. I have former students who I've found on YouTube teaching twin flames to people. If you're a former employee, that's very different. But no, there's other people who used to be a student of mine talking about this online, and I'm over here going, go, 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 do it, do it, do it, do it. I'm not trying to stop them. I'm encouraging them. But here's the thing. People are going to make shit up and throw rocks at you and make up stories about you. And it's not just me, guys. I'm not the only one. Like, everybody is pointing fingers at each other and everybody is suspicious of everybody else. And everybody is always trying to stick their claws into you to find out if you're really with your twin flame, and if you really know what you're talking about. And it's this very negative, fear-based energy. It's very, very suspicious. Think about this. Every other spiritual niche in existence is not like that at all. Law of attraction, meditating, right? Now, I just had a student of mine in my private Facebook group. They said, yeah, I joined this Facebook group of a very popular, well-known non-duality spiritual teacher. And he's fine, but, he has this Facebook community, and I don't think they monitor it. I think it's just kind of a little freebie kind of thing that you get, like, oh, here's a Facebook community, which is it's still kind of a nice thing because you can still, make connections with other people and stuff like that. But, they kind of just let people do whatever they want, as long as you're not like, I would imagine that you can't call people names and, something obvious like that, right? Okay. But still, what my student was saying about this Facebook group was like, yeah, there were lots of spiritual egos. It was like a big dog and pony show. Like everybody was trying to prove how spiritual they were. And in a Facebook group hosted by a spiritual teacher who talks about people that have a spiritual ego, right? And it's like a big, like, I got to prove how spiritual I am. Like everybody was like, oh, look at what I'm doing. Look at how spiritual I am. So there, I mean, you're going to get some of that. I guess that's going to be out there. But still, nothing like what you see with twin flames. With twin flames, it's like fighting and suspicion and accusations, and I know you're up to something. What did you do with your former employee? Oh, I don't know. I took her out back to the woodshed and I whipped her. What do you think happened? By the way, it's none of your business. It's a job, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? People leave jobs. Wow. It's wow. And then the twin flame couples. Oh my God, dude. They look like soulmates. They act like soulmates. They experience emotional love for each other. And they go, oh, we are twin flames, right? And again, I think these are good people, most of them. I got a big problem with one in particular. Don't name names in the comments. I'll delete you. But, and there's like dozens and dozens of twin flame couples. But, like, really though, like, you listen to the things they say, and I think they're just trying to help, guys. I think these are sincere people who really just think they're trying to help. But they're not helping you, guys. They're not helping. They're just confused, guys. If your twin flame is running, it's probably because there's still emotional love there. When your twin flame stops running, permanently stops running from you, there is no emotional experience between the two of you. Right, Chris, I hate and love my twin flame. Right. You hate and love them. Separation consciousness. I've already made videos about this, guys. It's on my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist. It's called Twin Flames, Separation Consciousness, Unity Consciousness, and Detaching. When you find out where those words really came from, and when you see that it's easy to describe what twin flames are, and that these are ancient teachings, thousands of years old, you're going to have the biggest aha moment of your life. It's easy to figure out what this is, and I don't have to argue. Like, nobody debates this, guys. Just at least let's just pretend that it's without the pair of incarnations right here, but rather just, all different incarnations of your soul without the twin flame here, right? This is not debated, guys. Now, maybe on the internet, the fast food pop culture spiritualism on YouTube and on the internet, maybe people are debating that. But guys, there's still people that debate what shape the earth is. Annie, thank you. I'll be here. My trusty moderator, Annie. She's here on a volunteer basis, by the way. So we're very thankful. But guys, the soul is non-duality. It's not thought. It's not emotional. It's consciousness. So, you and your twin flame are the same soul. You are simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. You transcend the separation consciousness of the mind ego and align with the soul, which is called unity consciousness, union. That's when they stop running. Now, unity consciousness is non-duality. Unity consciousness is a figure of speech at this point, because all we're talking about is real consciousness. Separation consciousness is actually not consciousness. That's just a figure of speech. And this is the exact spiritual teaching that has been taught for thousands of years. And it has got nothing to do with twin flames, except for the fact that twin flames are the same soul. So the spiritual teacher that's talking about separation consciousness or unity consciousness, they've maybe never even heard of twin flames, but they're talking about the soul. Well, I'm talking about the soul too. You and your twin flame are one soul in two bodies. It's simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. The mind is duality. I love my twin flame. I hate my twin flame. Love, fear. I feel good. I feel bad. I like it. I don't like it. The mind, emotions, thoughts, concepts, metaphysical energy. We're not saying that's bad. That's just what that is. Duality. Duality. Me, they. Me, they. Duality. Yin and yang. Conceptual, separation consciousness, the ego. It's not defective because it works that way. That's just what it is. It is duality, the mind. It works on duality. Thoughts, emotions, and metaphysical energy. Duality. Me, they. That makes a we, and we are separate. Separation consciousness. That's where that word came from. If you go on YouTube in incognito mode on your phone, you'll find it. Go to the menu, the main menu, and you'll turn on incognito mode. And what that does is it temporarily deletes all of your history and your watch history and your search history. Don't worry, once you turn off incognito mode, it puts it all back. But incognito mode temporarily deletes all that stuff so that you're getting a true, empirical, unbiased search result. And if you type in separation consciousness, my video is the only twin flame video that you're going to get. After that, it's going to be nothing but spiritual teachers who probably have never even heard of twin flames talking about separation consciousness. That's where that word came from. And what that tells me is that before the internet, somebody already figured twin flames out. Before the internet, like on paper. Somebody was already teaching twin flames correctly. How do I know that? Because we are using those words in the so-called twin flame community. Separation, union, detaching. Why do we use those words? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Why not just say we broke up or we're together? No, it has to be union. And because people don't know where those words really came from, that's why they attach all of these stories, all of the mythology about twin flames, which has nothing to do with what is true. You don't need to make stuff up about this, guys. Now, the soul, unity consciousness, union, non-duality, pure consciousness, body, mind, soul. So we just talked about the mind. The soul, which is your twin flame, when you transcend the separation consciousness of the mind, transcendentalism, when you transcend that and you remember that you are pure consciousness. And again, this is where calling the mind separation consciousness breaks down, and now that's just a figure of speech because it's actually not consciousness at all. It's unconsciousness, perhaps, but consciousness, actual consciousness, the soul, you and your twin flame are the same soul. When you transcend the mind and you remember that you are consciousness, you're a creator, you are consciousness, that's when your twin flame comes back. And there's no emotional experience between the two of you. This is why I'm making this video. Are twin flames intensely romantic? Well, sure, there's the bubble phase at the beginning. Why is the bubble phase happening? Because you are still in separation consciousness. You are still identified as the ego personality. And you're not bad for doing that. Everybody's doing that. Welcome to Earth. But then you go through the dark night of the soul, also known as ego death. You go through the dark night of the soul, ego death, ancient Zen spiritual terminology, ego death. The ego personality breaks down. And like I said, there's one of three things that you can do. You can go the first route where you stay focused on the fucking person and you think the purpose of this is the fucking person and you go through cycles with them forever and ever and ever. Or the second thing, which is where you just kind of stop talking to them by accident and then kind of a just okay spiritual awakening takes place, but it does take place. You do feel different. Or you can do the full detox and embrace your spiritual awakening and powerful things happen. You live the life of your dreams. You want to know how to do that? Join my coaching program. It's not expensive. I have payment plans. Or go watch my free twin flame coaching videos. Free! The True Twin Flame Teachings on YouTube. Go find that playlist. But you can get 25% off right now through May 31st with this coupon code. Got to pay in full. Do something. Do something. Now, of course, the paid coaching, you're going to get something that's not on my YouTube channel. That's only fair. You're going to get a lot of stuff that's not on my YouTube channel, right? And you get to talk to us. You get a coach. You get help. You get somebody's hand that you can hold. And there's a community too, the Facebook community, 250 people in there right now. You can make connections with other people. There's exclusive content in there. Yeah, you're going to get something for your money. But still, there's a bunch of free stuff on my YouTube channel. At least go do something. Go check it out, guys. The True Twin Flame Teachings playlist. Go check it out. So, when the running and chasing stops, it can look romantic. Holding hands, spending time together, etc., right? It can look romantic, but what's going on between you two energetically? Nothing. It's non-duality. Yeah, but don't you feel some energy, spiritual, the energy, when you come together, our union energy, new age spiritualism, fucking spiritual, etherical energy, yeah, spiritual, spiritual, nope. No. You feel nothing. It's like you are by yourself, but this person is there with you. And here's the thing. They are you. They are you. It does not feel like you're with somebody. You can't really be with them, your twin flame. Don't Don't say that. Well, it might look like you guys are together. We just talked about that. There's the doing, which is, it looks like you're together, maybe. Right? Maybe not. Maybe you choose somebody else. It's up to you. There's another myth. You don't have to be with them. So it'll look like you're together, but what is going on energetically between you? Nothing. There's no energetically between you. There's no between you two. You're one. You are one. There's no duality. There's no emotions between you two. There's also no toxicity. Unless perhaps your twin flame is a legit narcissist. I don't know. Again, the soul, have you always been a perfect, wonderful person in all of your past lives, tens of thousands of past lives? No. You've been a good guy and a bad guy. So if your twin flame is legit a narcissist, well, I don't know. Although my experience has been that almost all, and I mean almost 100%, not 100%, but almost 100% of the time when one of my students thinks their twin flame is a narcissist, that's not what it is. It's just that you're pushing them away, so they reject you, and you think that makes them a narcissist. And they'll do anything and say anything to get away from you. But when you transcend the separation consciousness, that goes away. So try that. If they still act toxic, then remember, well, I don't know, man, you used to be a bank robber in a past life. And maybe you were a saint in another life, you know? You've had all these experiences. You've done all these things. Okay, I just want to say once again, everybody hit the like button in honor of my wonderful moderator, Annie. Thank you so much. Annie is here on a volunteer basis. Excuse me. And, you know, that's awesome. She does this on a volunteer basis, guys. And I just want to recognize her. She's amazing. You know, I've got this operation that I'm running. I've got the actual coaching business. I've got the YouTube channel with all the free stuff that I'm doing. You know, this takes effort, guys. There's a lot of hands in the background. I've got people that help manage my free New World All-Star public Facebook group too, right? We're up here working, guys, for you, for you. So hit the like button, guys. Hit that like button. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. And we'll wrap some things up. If you guys want to take a break as well, I highly recommend it. You know, go to the bathroom, you know, get something to eat, whatever it is. I'll be right back, my friends. You guys, I just gotta say, I love this shit so much. Oh man, I'm having so much fun up here. Really, really. One Soul, hello. Good to see ya. Another one of my lovely volunteer moderators. Everybody hit that like button for One Soul. She is here on a volunteer basis, my friends. And, you know, guys, we're serious. New World All-Star. I want everybody to know that we are for really real serious about giving you the correct teaching and helping you the best that we possibly can. Guys, I got 2 people on here, former students, who are helping me for free. This live stream, I don't make very much money on this live stream, guys. I'm up to 48 US dollars right now. Usually it's about 20. And I spend 2.5 hours doing this, and I'm happy to. It's a labor of love, guys. It's a labor of love. We want to help you. We want to set you free. You deserve to be happy and fulfilled. You deserve the life of your dreams, and you absolutely can do that. You're a creator, guys. That's what this is all about. That's why I launched my manifesting video course, by the way, and you don't have to sign up for that either. I'm just pointing that out because it's the next logical thing that you're going to do. You know all the numbers and shit that you see everywhere all the time? All of you watching, I know you're all seeing them. Did you know you're causing that? Oh, it's a sign. Oh, what does it mean? No. You're causing that. I mean, maybe it's a sign. It can be. But even if it is a sign, you're still causing it. You're a creator, guys. And if you don't understand how that works, because you might be asking, okay, do I have free will or is it destiny? Which is it? It's both. You are a creator. And it's multidimensional. Just go watch my video called The Science of Destiny. The Science of Destiny. Just go to the YouTube search and just type in New World All-Star, Science of Destiny. We're passionate about this, guys, and we're dead serious about helping you. Deadly, deadly serious about it. We love this shit, guys. We love seeing you succeed. Every one of you, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Our job is to make an independent, free, badass master out of you. If we aren't at least trying to do that, why even get out of bed? Why do this? We don't want followers, guys. I want you to be at least as good as I am or better. And you can. If you met your twin flame, you can. Guys, just ask Annie or One Soul. Just ask them. They're out there doing things with their lives that they've always wanted to do. This is a remembrance. The purpose of meeting your twin flame isn't so that you can be with them. You can cause that to happen. That is possible. And you might decide you don't want that. Or maybe, like I said, maybe your twin flame is married. Well, are they going to leave their spouse and be with you? I don't know. Are they? But by the time that I'm done with you, you're not going to give a shit. You're a creator. You already are your twin flame. You literally are them. And here's the thing, like say for example, and Annie, I think that's a good idea. I will talk about that. Here's the thing, guys. The whole point of this live chat episode is so first I explained, is it intensely romantic with your twin flame? No. I mean, maybe at the beginning during the bubble phase, but to end the running and chasing, you have to get out of separation consciousness. And if you're not in separation consciousness, then there's no experience of them, which means that there's no emotion for them. Emotions can only be felt externally. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. But again, when you are with this person, your twin flame, it's non-duality, guys. That's the soul. Your twin flame is your soul. It's just peace. It feels like you are by yourself, but this person is there. Why? Because they are you. It's very simple, guys. No, it's not intensely romantic. And if you spot, again, the twin flame in quotation mark, couples on the internet who are so in love, they're just confused, guys. They're soulmates. And I think what they have is beautiful, but they're just confused, guys. They're soulmates. Twin flames has always been one soul in two bodies. Twin flames has always been one soul in two bodies. What is the soul? Non-duality consciousness. Well, I think it can be emotional if I want it to. No, it cannot. Can this be a bean burrito? Can this be a bean burrito? Do you see this thing that I'm holding in my hand? Can this be a bean burrito or a hamburger or a monkey wrench or a computer mouse or a doorknob or a spark plug? Can this be that? Twin flames has always been one soul in two bodies. The soul is consciousness. I don't have to, nobody debates that. No, let me take that back. There are people who debate that. Yeah, it's on the internet. It's on the internet. Junk food spiritualism, which is not spiritualism, it's metaphysics and really bad psychology. Ancient Zen spiritualism has always been and always will be consciousness. Legitimate spiritual teachers, they don't debate that. Well, yeah, they're legitimate because it's what you're calling legitimate. No, I'm talking about, I don't know, Buddhism, Buddha, Jesus. Maybe not Buddhism, because it's a religion and, there's some dogma, inevitably. They've taken Buddha's teachings and added a bunch of stuff to it. Non-duality consciousness. So your twin flame, when they stop running, it's not emotional, guys. There's no emotional experience at all. It might look romantic. Again, what you're doing, holding hands, hanging out, sleeping together, whatever you're doing, right? You go out to dinner on Valentine's Day, right? Whatever. Or maybe you decide to be friends, whatever. You do whatever you want. But what's going on between you two is non-duality. Why? Because you guys are the same soul. The soul is non-duality. I don't have to prove it. We already know that the earth is round. It's been proven. We already know that the sun rises in the east. It's been proven. Do people debate about that? Yeah, some people. But you want to hang out with those people? I don't. It's just silliness. And then on top of that, the twin flame community is so toxic. There's so much suspicion because people made this whole big mythology around twin flames based on romanticism. Real simple, guys. Real simple. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody. I'm not here to put anybody down. It's just, guys, that's the twin flame, so-called twin flame community. Like, if you go look into the law of attraction, you're going to get pretty much the same answer from almost everybody. And there's not this like weird, toxic, suspicious mentality from the community or a meditation community. Again, you might get like some of the spiritual ego from some people, but even that's not that bad. Compared to the twin flame thing, Jesus. I love life. I love it so much. JM, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, you had a question. Okay, well, let's see. I quickly got Zen, blank mind, with my other self, but no high emotions or relationship bubble. I expressed interest, but he said he didn't feel connection, so I backed off. I know. How, why did we skip bubble? I don't know. Maybe because you found my YouTube channel and right away and avoided the painful cycles. I don't know. I mean, if you felt any kind of a desire to be emotional towards them, then, there's that. But you maybe didn't allow yourself to get controlled by the addictive energy. Yeah, see, there you go. Okay, cool. So here's the thing, guys. What's the point of meeting your twin flame? Here's something that's been in the back of my head, and then I'll get to what Annie was talking about. I think that's interesting too. So earlier I said, okay, what if you don't choose your twin flame? What if you're married and you decide to stay with that? Or they're married and they don't leave their spouse? Well, right off the bat, that's one of the biggest myths about twin flames, is that the purpose is to be together. The purpose is your awakening, guys. You can't even be with your twin flame. How can you be with yourself? The mind can't understand that. It's not possible for you to conceptually understand thoughts, mental understanding, concept. It's not possible for you to mentally understand unity consciousness, union, which is to say actual consciousness. You just experience it. They are you. They literally are you, guys. The question is, what is you? What is you? What is that? You're not thought. You're not the personality. You're not the story. You're not the history. I'm a mother. I'm a brother. I'm a doctor. I'm a teacher. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a truck driver. I'm a cook. I'm a banker. I'm an accountant. Right? I'm a clerk. I work at Taco Bell. I work at the grocery store. I'm a whatever, right? I've been to these places, I've done these things, I have these habits, I like this, I don't like that, I'm liberal, I'm conservative, I'm this, I'm that, I went to college, here's some things that I've done, I've traveled to these places, I know these people. That's who I am. That's what me is, right? That's conceptual. That's emotional and conceptual memory patterns, and I'm not saying that's bad. That's just what that is. That's the ego, the personality. Right? The separate self. There's me and there's all that out there. It's mental, it's duality, it's separation. And I'm not saying that's bad, that's just what that is. You, the real actual you, is consciousness. That's your twin flame. You guys are simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. That's who you really are. So you experience that. So what's the purpose of meeting your twin flame? They awaken you spiritually. You remember that you are a creator. You remember that you are a creator. You remember that you are a creator. You are consciousness. Consciousness is the fundamental force of creation in the universe. The observer is that which creates. The double slit experiment, the collapse of the wave function. Go check that out, guys. Just go watch some videos about the double slit experiment. The observer effect. Very interesting. Consciousness turns pure information into form, physical form. Now, you can get your twin flame to come back, but even still, what if you're married? What if they're married? And if you guys do end up staying together, yeah, you guys could get married and no, it's not hard. The mind says it's hard because the mind says, I got to do something here. What if this? What if that? All this thinking. What if there's more drama? What if there's more problems? You can't understand what I'm talking about. That's thought. That's the mind. I'm not saying that's bad. That's just what that is. This is not a journey of the mind. This is not a journey of the mind. This is not a journey of the mind. The mind cannot help you at all, other than maybe reprogramming it a little bit to help you get out of the mind, essentially. This is not a journey of the mind. The mind, you don't need the mind to do this. This is a journey of your soul. Your twin flame is your soul. The soul is consciousness. So when you are with this person, your twin flame, it's like you're not with anybody. You're just there existing together. That's it. As one. There's not even really a together. You don't experience separation. There's no perception that there's another. There's the physical body. There's your physical body and their physical body, and you've got your personality and they've got their personality, but there's nothing going on between you. There's no running and chasing. There's nothing. It just is. You're already not separate from them, guys. Your twin flame. You're already not separate from them. You are them. The question is, what is you? What is that? You're not your mind. You're not the personality. You're not the story. You're not the history. You're consciousness. And if you guys just stay friends or whatever even, who cares? You're not going to care. Because get this, here's the thing, everybody, man, one of the most contentious things that I say that people really hate, and this has actually changed quite a bit since I came onto the scene 5 years ago. I guess I should correct myself a little bit. I really don't get that much hate anymore. So whatever it is that I'm doing, it is starting to work, although the twin flame obsession, it's like worse. But I don't think it takes most people very long to look at what's going on online about twin flames, and then they find me and they go, yeah, I'm just going to stick with this guy, right? Because I'm encouraging you to get out of the twin flame addiction and get on to the spiritual path, which is the twin flame path. Same thing, which has nothing to do with the physical person and does cause them to come back. Anyway, the thing that I used to get the most hate for was telling people that you don't feel anything with your twin flame. No emotional experience at all. Zero. At the end, after the running and chasing stops, should you choose the third path, which is really the first path. But if you remember, towards the beginning of this live stream, I talked about kind of 3 different choices you can make. The first one, to stay focused on the person, which causes endless cycles of suffering. The second one, which is where by accident, basically, and there's no accidents, but you know what I mean, you end up not really talking to them anymore, and you have kind of a just okay spiritual awakening. Or the third path is you do the detox all the way and embrace a lifestyle of Zen, and you just fucking explode, which I highly recommend, because you can change your whole life. If you do that, yeah, they come back and it's all non-duality. It's all cool. It's all fine. There's no emotional experience between you two. But there's also no running, there's no suspicion, there's no fighting, nothing, no arguing, nothing. Everything's just copacetic. But it's non-duality. There's no emotion. Now, again, I explained that, yeah, the soul is non-duality, the soul is consciousness, the soul is not emotional. You and your twin flame are the same soul. What do you think it's like? It's not emotional. And that's what I used to get the most hate for. You can ask any one of my students that have done the program properly when they get to that point, and they're like, yeah, that's what it's like. Now, to say that you might not want to be with your twin flame, and then it doesn't matter anyway, because the purpose of meeting them truly is your spiritual awakening. If they come back, it's just extra. It's a bonus. It's just a byproduct. You're not doing anything to get them back at all. It's a paradox. It works the opposite. of the way that you were told. But nevertheless, why is any of this stuff controversial? Why is it controversial to say that you might pick somebody else other than your twin flame? Why is that controversial? I'll tell you why it's controversial, because of the twin flame obsession on the internet. The toxic, addictive environment of the so-called twin flame community. They're telling you that the purpose of meeting your twin flame is to be with them. And then you find out that you can't even feel romantic feelings for them and have them not run away. And then I say to you, oh, well, then pick a soulmate. And then people think that that's also controversial. Well, now, wait a minute. You cannot feel emotions for your twin flame, guys, unless you want them to run. And so when I say to you, fine, then pick a soulmate, well, isn't that what you wanted in the first place? Think about it. You wanted a romantic relationship, which includes the yummy butterflies and the twitterpation and the love, and right? That's what you wanted, isn't it? You can't do that with your twin flame unless they run, and then you go through more toxic cycles. But again, when you get to the end, so to speak, and there's no more running and chasing, yeah, there's no emotions either. So I say to you again, a soulmate, yeah, you can have emotions, and they like that, and so do you. Isn't that what you wanted in the first place? Why wouldn't you pick a soulmate? I mean, that almost sounds better. You could actually sit down with a soulmate person at the table and have a conversation about the relationship and maybe get somewhere with it. And you get to be in love with them. And they don't run. You can't do that with your twin flame, and you don't need to. You don't need to. You already are your twin flame. You don't need to work it out with your twin flame. So, having all of these wonderful emotional experiences with a soulmate, isn't that what you wanted in the first place? What's wrong with a soulmate? And by the way, I just want to point out, soulmates are subjective. I said I was going to talk about this. Soulmates are subjective. Twin flames are objective. Your twin flame is you. Your twin flame is you. Your twin flame is you. You are simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. It's objective. Your twin flame is you. You are consciousness, not the personality. Who are you beyond the body? And even if you say, oh, well, I'm a soul, well, what most people act as in their daily life is a personality. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're all still going to do that, even after your awakening. You look at Eckhart Tolle. He's got a personality, but he's enlightened and he's happy. He's joyful. So am I. Trust me on that. You might watch this live and be like, yeah, Kurt, he's up there talking tough and a blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, it's my job. But some of you might understand this. I'm having a fucking good old time up here doing this. Trust me on that. I love this shit. I'm passionate about it. I think it's interesting too. But I ain't got no problem calling people out and saying, no, guys, 2 + 2 is 4. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? But guys, Soulmates are subjective. Soulmates are subjective. Even if you've had multiple lives with your soulmate, there's going to be, your soul and their soul, and you're mated as soulmates, hanging out together. We're soulmates. And maybe you guys met 5, 6, 7, 8, 50 lifetimes ago. Who knows? However many lifetimes. But at some point, the two of you chose to hang out and live all these lives together. Soulmates. And by the way, that's always what soulmates have been. This is nothing new. Same teaching that it's been for thousands of years. So soulmates are subjective. You get to pick them. And it doesn't even have to be a lover. It could be a family member or a friend or a pet. A pet. Soulmates are subjective. Twin flames, objective. They are you. Your twin flame is you. They're the only other thing in the universe that is also you. And by the way, it's only temporarily where there's another. And that is an illusion, actually. You're both the same. That's objective. So whatever you want to do, guys, your twin flame is here to remind you that you're a creator. Can you get your twin flame to be with you? Can you guys be in what looks like a relationship? Sure, happens all the time. Will that happen? I don't know. Why don't you get started on the true spiritual journey instead of the fake little twin flame thing that keeps you focused on the person? And it's not even based on anything concrete. Every single time you ask one of these people, well, what are your teachings based on? They're going to go, oh, I channeled it. Or, oh, it's just what everybody else is saying. And they're just repeating the same stuff. Yeah, see, there you go. One soul, her daughter is a soulmate. Absolutely. You guys are soulmates. So, what's going to happen? Will your twin flame come back around? Yeah. Now, what you guys end up doing at that point, it's up to you, man. But the one thing that happens for everybody, no matter what, is you remember how powerful you are. You're a creator. And guess what? Even if you decide, I don't want my twin flame, you can manifest the most amazing soulmate person using the power of your consciousness in partnership with your mind and the universe. And you can attract money, a new lover, better health. And here's the thing about attracting a new lover. You can actually love them, as in the emotional type of love, not spiritual love, which is non-duality. And, there's a whole teaching there about, well, what is love, right? What is that word? Because there's the emotional type, and then there's like nirvana, right? So the problem is the word love. A lot of the time people ask about that. But when you love another, and it's that yummy butterflies and twitterpation and that, right? Yeah, you can do that with a soulmate or something. And you're a creator. You remember that you're a creator and that you're powerful, and you can manifest these things, guys. A bunch of money, a new career, anything you want to do, guys. World peace. World peace. Guys, you want to talk about manifesting world peace? You need to find me over here. If you're not looking at your screen right now, please look at your screen. Please look at your screen. I'm over here. Same name, New World All-Star. All-Star is one word, A-L-L-S-T-A-R. World peace. And it all starts with you. It all starts with making peace in your life. It starts with you being the best creator that you can be for you. And it just kind of spills over. And we're going to start talking about that stuff right here. Find me over here. Find me over here. We're not talking about twin flames over there. We're going to talk about everything else. And you're not even going to give a shit about your twin flame. And that's right about the time that they're going to want to not leave you alone. Even if they're married. It happens all the time. Your twin flame is married and they don't really want to leave their spouse, but they won't leave you alone. Well, there's a moral conversation right there to be had, but I mean, I guess that's kind of a nice problem to have, right? You could at least go, well, I'm doing it right, obviously. I'm doing this journey properly because my twin flame won't leave me alone. And again, that's a byproduct, although it is an indicator. It is an indicator that you must be doing something right. Here's an analogy that I use in my paid coaching program. Let's say that you're going up in a rocket and, like, fuck, you're going into space, dude. You're going to go to the moon. You're going up into space on a rocket. You're going to the moon. Wow. Wow. That's bad as shit. I'm going to walk on the moon. All right. Right on. Cool, man. All right. So you're going up in a rocket. Now, you know how rockets have multiple stages, right? So the rocket goes up and then the first stage runs out of fuel and it falls away. And then the second stage lights up and you continue to go. Well, you're in the cockpit of the spacecraft during the launch. You're going up and the first stage runs out of fuel, separates, and the second stage turns on. And there's a little light. There's a little indicator light on the control panel in your spacecraft that says staging, first stage separation, right? And the light goes off, telling you that the first stage has separated and the second stage is starting up now. Okay. You sit there and you go, oh my God, the first stage is going away. What am I going to do? Oh, I got to get the first stage back. Here, wait, what stage? Stop, turn the rocket around. We got to go into the ocean and get the first stage. And oh my God, what am I going to do? I need that first stage back. Oh, it's going to fall into the ocean? No! The whole purpose of this flight to the moon is for me to be with the first stage and I need that first stage. I gotta go. Okay, and you like hit the eject button and you get on a scuba diving gear and you go down into the ocean and I gotta find the first stage and I gotta do a bunch of healing. I gotta do all my healing so that I can get the first stage back. And you're probably sitting there going, what? Huh? Wait, isn't that normal? Yeah, it's normal. The first stage goes away. You're on a spaceship going to the moon, dude. That's awesome. And people in the so-called twin flame community are telling you to obsess over the rocket stage. Why? You're going to the fucking moon, dude. And you're guaranteed to come back safe. All right, you guarantee I'll come back safe? Let's go. Right? Here's the thing. If your twin flame comes back around, it's just the indicator light in the cockpit on the control panel telling you, yeah, you're going up into space. Everything's going smooth. Now, your emotions could get triggered by that experience. And that there's a conversation to be had about that, right? So like my paid coaching program, that's something we talk about a lot. Again, if you want to save 25%, all you got to do, pay in full with this coupon code for either my twin flame coaching or my law of attraction coaching. If you're not sure about that, just go watch my free twin flame coaching videos. Free, as in you don't have to give me any money. I've made over 1,000 videos, guys. But yeah, in my paid coaching program, we're going to be talking about that. Like, okay, what do I do when they come back, right? Yeah, okay. How do you deal with triggers? You know, all this kind of stuff. And there's a lot more to it than that in the paid coaching program. But if your twin flame comes back around, it's just that little indicator light on the control panel in the cockpit of the spacecraft telling you, staging, you're good, cool, but you keep going, guys. Why? Because I don't care about the rocket stage. I care about my mission into space. I'm going into the fucking moon, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's badass. I'm going to walk on the moon. I'm going to get a big rock and I'm going to take it home and I'm going to put it on my mantle. I went to the moon. Check that out. Look at what I did. And then somebody goes, yeah, what about the rocket stage? And you're like, okay, what about it? Doesn't matter if you're with your twin, guys. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And like I said, if you like the emotional stuff, then get a soulmate. Isn't that what you wanted in the first place? Is being with this person, your twin flame, intensely romantic? No. At the beginning, yes, we talked about that. But then after the spiritual awakening, there's kind of 3 choices that you have. I suggest picking the path where you make it about your ascension on purpose. And you ascend with intention on purpose. You go deeply into that because you're going to remember that you are a powerful person. You're a creator. You're a soul. You're consciousness. That's what you are, guys. And that's when the indicator light turns on in the cockpit and your twin flame shows up and you're like, oh, you again. Okay, right on. And then you do whatever you want at that point. But again, if you want emotions, get a soulmate. Isn't that what you wanted in the first place? There's no romance, emotional romance between you and your twin. It might look that way, right? Your actions can be romantic. Now, Annie suggested I talk about why twin flames, the phenomenon, this very interesting and real paranormal phenomenon, is taking place on planet Earth today. And it's just been within the last 15 or 20 years that it's really taken off, you guys. I mean, it is just exploding like no other. It is unbelievable. Let me draw a little picture here. Because you guys know how much I love diagrams, right? All right. Get my Sharpie. Okay. I should have a red Sharpie. Yep, there it is. Got my trusty pen cup. Okay, the twin flame phenomenon has grown exponentially. Exponentially basically means that something is increasing in number and the rate at which it is increasing is also increasing, which creates a hyperbolic curve. So about 15 or 20 years ago, this happened. The number of people meeting their soul in another body, or what I'm calling a twin flame, and by the way, has always been called a twin flame. Just saying. Not the pop culture version of twin flames on the internet, which is actually soulmates. They just put the label twin flame on it. And again, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but it's not going to do us any good to not explain things correctly. I highly recommend explaining things correctly. I highly recommend properly understanding that 2 + 2 is 4. So about 15 or 20 years ago, this started to happen with the number of people who were meeting their twin flame, simultaneous incarnations of the same soul. Very interesting that it happened right around the time the internet came along. Now, you could say that about a lot of things, though. Lots of things. There is a phenomenon taking place on Earth. It's a spiritual awakening, but you'll see this quickening of things taking off on planet Earth ever since the last 15, 20 years, maybe even 30 years. It just seems like things are speeding up. And it's been referred to as the quickening. And it's everything. Everything. Everything is like getting more intense and speeding up. There's a drastic increase in complexity on planet Earth too. And they call it the quickening. And I have a theory that, well, maybe time is speeding up. Now, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. Us here on Earth, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Unless you had maybe some perspective, some relative perspective. Relativity. Albert Einstein, relativity. So, like the movie Interstellar, Serene, thank you for your donation. You're very kind. Very nice of you. Thank you. If you had some relative perspective, relativity, so if you remember the movie Interstellar, where they traveled to a black hole and they were orbiting a black hole and time traveled at a much different rate. And that is literally true how that works. Why? Because the black hole has a much greater mass. And so, because it is much more dense, and much larger, it has more energy, the black hole. And this increase in energy causes time to move at a different rate if you're, say, in orbit around the black hole. And that's really how it works. Your perspective of time is different relative to the people on Earth. Relativity. Albert Einstein. So that's one way that relativity works. And if you don't know what this little diagram is, just go watch, again, my video, What Are Twin Flames? It's the second video on my True Twin Flame Teachings playlist. So, you guys are so nice. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the love, everybody. I appreciate it. Oh, yes. The quickening, right. So perhaps this part of the galaxy or the galaxy itself is moving through some kind of pocket of energy, or the speed, the rate of speed that we're moving through the galaxy, or something is changing. Maybe the rate of speed is changing, or we're being exposed to some kind of cosmological pocket of energy, something that's increasing energy. Do you remember Albert Einstein's famous equation, E equals mc squared? That's energy equals mass times the square of the speed of light, mc squared. Mass for m, c for the speed of light, but the speed of light is squared. E is energy. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. Right. Energy, guys. Increase the energy or decrease the energy. Time changes relative to somebody else's perspective of time. So things seem to be speeding up on planet Earth. Is that what's going on? Are we being exposed to some kind of... Yeah, exactly. Attila is saying it's the increasing consciousness. Yeah, might explain it. Consciousness is pure, raw, creative force. Or maybe, so which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is consciousness increasing and that's why things are speeding up? Or like I said, are we entering some part of the universe or galaxy perhaps where there's more energy? Maybe we're moving at a different rate of speed, right? We're moving faster, or we're around some cosmological energy cloud that's adding energy to us, where time is speeding up compared to what it used to be, the quickening, right? And because of that increase in energy from this cosmological force, that's why there's an increase in consciousness. I don't know. Those are hypotheses, probably some decent hypotheses. And there's even conventional physicists that have had this conversation. It's possible that there's, and they're not talking about the spiritual components of the conversation. They're just talking about, it's possible that, this sector of the galaxy we're in is getting exposed to some kind of energy or density of energy, or maybe we're passing closer to a bigger black hole and that's speeding things up. We're in the energy field of some cosmological object. I don't know that, and I don't believe they were saying that in response to a perceived change. They were just saying, oh, this could happen. Time could be speeding up for us or slowing down for XYZ reasons. That is a thing that could happen, right? I've heard conventional scientists talk about that. Well, anyway, whatever it is, consciousness is exploding on Earth. And because consciousness is exploding, You might just be able to meet another incarnation of your consciousness, of your soul, your twin flame. So yeah, there is a drastic increase in consciousness on planet Earth. There's also a drastic increase of the number of people who are meeting their twin flame, which again, your twin flame is nothing more than a simultaneous incarnation of your soul. That's all this is. Your soul is consciousness. Consciousness on Earth is increasing. Yeah, there's going to be more people experiencing this thing. This is a real paranormal phenomenon. Twin flames. They are you. They are your other self. And this is probably another reason why, just to add to all of the other reasons, why people get confused about this phenomenon and they think that it's like so romantic, is because even the title twin flame sounds cutesy and romantic and endearing. Now, it's always been called that, but like my coaching students, I tell them it's your other self. You are simultaneous incarnations. Take all of the romantic dogma out. Just take it all out. Well, guys, nice long live chat today. I hope I have given you something of value today. I believe myself to be giving you energy. I believe myself to be giving you the most honest, objective, empirical, no-nonsense information. I want to dispel all the confusion. I want you to be absolutely clear about what this is so that you can feel better. So I hope that I've helped you today. And guys, let me tell you something. You deserve a life that you are truly satisfied with. You watching, you deserve that. And that's what this is all about. So I hope I've given you something of value today. I hope I've given you information that you find helpful, actionable even. And to all of you in the chat right now, you're very welcome. I love hearing it. You know, when I hear you guys say stuff like that, I really appreciate that. That makes this worth doing. And it's my pleasure to do this for you. I love doing it, guys. I'm having a good old time up here. You guys are funny. So there you go, my friends. Thank you, everybody who joined today. Thank you to everyone who contributed in your own way, you know, to the conversation with your questions. Hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. Everybody who gave a super chat, just being here. I do enjoy these long form live stream chats very much. You know, the weekly YouTube videos that I post, you know, they're meant to be short form, distilled, right? Distilled to the point, at least as much as possible. You know, the What Are Twin Flames video that I just posted on Monday was 44 minutes, but you know, that's about as short as you can go with something like that. I could have made it longer if I wanted to. But most of my videos, you know, you're looking at 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But there's really so much more that we can unpack in a couple of hours. I mean, there's an unlearning that we have to do. We got to get out of the programming. And then there's a relearning, right? So there's a deprogramming and a reprogramming, and it does take time. So if you participated in this live chat today, I think you'll find that it's very beneficial to just slow down and have a nice dialogue about something instead of just a quick, right? You know, the quick 10-minute videos, people, I think, especially when you're in a bad way, when you're in the addictive energy, you want the pain to stop, which is completely understandable, but you know, it is kind of one of those things where it's like, well, the trade-off is, you know, to have like a short attention span and to I gotta, oh, come on, I need it, right, and then you want to rush through everything. And you know, one of the best things that you could do, guys, is to sit in on one of these lives or to sign up for my coaching program. It's not expensive. I even have payment plans. It's even on sale right now. And just take your time and slow down and learn about all this stuff. Unlearn all the old programming and relearn new programming, which is actually in alignment with truth. And it does. It takes time. It takes time. So that was kind of the idea behind doing these lives. So I hope you all have benefited from that. And it sounds like you are. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it, you guys. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. All right. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll be back next Wednesday. Maria, thank you. I'll be back next Wednesday for another super awesome live stream video. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you then.